Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Run It Up. Run It Up number 50. Yes, that's right. Happy 50th to Run It Up. Somehow we made it. 50 sweet episodes, not even counting everything else. At least, just the 50 sweet core episodes of Run It Up we've done, not even counting the other ones. How amazing is that? Who would have thought at the beginning of all these YouTube makings in June that we'd still be here in October making videos? Not me, that's for sure. So yeah, we did it. I guess there's always that. We've done pretty well considering we started out with $50. I think we started in like July 15th, something like that. So now here we are almost 3 months later with $1,277. That's pretty good. We've run it up pretty well. Can't complain about that. So we're here today playing some 50-cent $1 no limit Texas Hold'em. I don't know any of our opponents. One of them has a cat avatar, though, and that's more than enough for me. So here we are, right in there, gambling it up. Certainly playing this hand. There is no way we don't. We'll start here with a call. Don't know any of our opponents, so we'll play a little bit more passively until we get some information. And off to the flop looks like we go. Starting out good here, we flopped the toppest of purs with some backdoor straight and flush draws just in case we are somehow behind. The guy bets 3 into like 7, so kind of small. We could definitely argue a raise here, especially with the guy behind. But I think calling is fine as well. Let's call, I guess. Again, we're taking the slightly more passive conservative route because we don't know our opponent. Let's see. Pretty sure on this turn, if he bets like really small, I'll consider raising for value. If he bets like 8, 9, something like that, I think I would call for sure. Against the $6 bet, we probably have the best hand. We could have him in really bad shape. If he has a hand like King Jack, he's in super bad shape. So I think I'm actually going to just call. We could raise for value, but I think calling is fine. I don't think that there's a bet that will get us to fold having had the board brick out like this. Too often we have some hands that will just fold. Against the check, we're certainly going to bet. Hopefully he has a hand that has a jack in it and can hero us, and not like a hand like Queen 10, which is just, one pipping us. We lose here to like, King Queen, hands like that every once in a while, but I feel pretty comfortable about our hand, I would say. Let's see what our opponent thinks of that. He doesn't know what to do. Surprised we're not getting a conversation, given that he looks like he talked a lot before. The old timeout. Unfortunate. Looks like we probably did have the best hand there. I would guess we did. Oh, ace and king. All right, let's raise it up. $3. Raise it up. Let's get in there. Let's put a heater on the board. We had like small loss, small win. I'm sick of it. Let's put up a win or a loss. Let's put up a number, Let's get in there. Pretty good flop for us. We flopped the nuts, or pretty close to it. Gonna start here with a bet. If people have hands that don't have aces in them, this kind of sucks, because if someone has a hand like 2 3s, they're, if they don't have an ace or a deuce or diamonds, they're drawing very close to dead. So there's some argument to be made for checking, but if either one of them does have an ace, we really want to start charging that hand right now and there, then and now. Any one of those, whichever one of those you like the best, you can go with. Gonna raise it up here in position with a beautifully suited ace, such as this. If our opponent should decide to re-raise, we were not going to be folding a hand as pretty as ace and 8. Let's see a flop dealer. I am slightly concerned, but only slightly. So that is a troublesome sort of flop for us, given that we beat jacks, 9s, queens, king queen, king jack suited, stuff like that. Besides that, though, if he did have a hand that had like ace jack, ace queen, something like that, then now we are very behind. He also can have hands like that and check now because he's afraid that we have a hand that has like 2 10s or 2 kings or something like that. So I'm going to start with a bet here. I'm going to bet very small for value and protection. If he has a hand like 2 jacks, 2 queens, he can't fold now anyway, right? Well, it looks like that is an unfortunate turn card. Let's see. If he has a hand like king jack, king queen, he's obviously ahead now. I think we just fold. You know, I mean, the only thing we really beat is pocket nines. Everything else we lose to. So I think we just fold. You know, we could have argued the check back flop, but we would have still lost this pot. If we could have argued for betting bigger on flop, maybe. Again, not really knowing our opponent. You know, there's not much we can do when he run it up. And a guy named Bink, great name. So yeah, slightly unfortunate turn card, I guess. If a turn card was like a 3 and he did that, I would be still concerned. You know, I mean, like he raised and 3-bet pre-flop. So you know, assuming he's playing his hand straightforwardly, he probably has a hand better than Ace-8, or at least he sometimes has a hand better than Ace-8 suited. But I think our initial decision to raise is fine, and our decision to call is probably also fine. But we'll know better towards the end of this video. That's my guess. We'll know if that was unlucky turn carding or if we didn't have a chance. We'll find out. I would imagine by the end of this video we'll have a better guess. So I've been thinking of a couple different cool things we can do in the next few weeks. I've got some cool ideas for stuff. One thing that I really wanted to do for run up number 50 was the old leprechaun costume promise that I made you guys a long time ago in an earlier video. I promised to dress up as our hero and avatar, Conor McGregor, and I haven't had a chance to do that yet because I've wanted my crew to be in town so we could film the whole process for a future video. So that will be happening sometime soon, which I'm excited about. Also, probably worth noting, I'm gonna try something different this weekend. I've been trying to release videos every day, give or take, without some real like structure to it. Like this week, we made videos pretty much every day. We actually made 2 videos the other day on the same day. I'm going to try this weekend not making videos Saturday, Sunday, and trying to stick to a Monday through Friday, every day, 10 a.m. release schedule. That's what I'm going to try to do. Let's see what my life is like if I actually like attempt to take off from videos Saturday, Sunday. I might still stream Saturday, Sunday if that works out time-wise, especially because this weekend is the pre-release of Theros, the new Magic Online, the new Magic set. Is now being released on Magic Online, so I could definitely see myself streaming. I just don't want to guarantee any of that for my. I think I kind of like the idea of doing shows Monday through Friday and then taking off Saturday, Sunday. I think I like that for now. If it happens, great, extra videos. If not, hey, I didn't make any promises. So I think that's what we're gonna do for this weekend, and we'll see how this works. I still haven't quite got used to the work every day type of thing, and I'm not even necessarily sure that a channel like mine needs videos to come out every single day because the videos are so long. You know, I mean, I guess if you think about like even like Poker After Dark, which is like the show that we most kind of like emulate in terms of like style of length of video, that kind of thing. You know, those videos were an hour Monday through Friday, and then the director's cut on Saturday, right? So even that, which was like a daily poker show, was only an hour, and I think that's a reasonable general thing to do, right? Oh, lucky heart on the river for Jack. So we'll see. It's just a matter of getting like, I want to make as good and as frequent content as I can make without me feeling any sort of I don't know, without me feeling any sort of like pressure or stress, you know? So I want to make sure that I don't burn myself out with videos, but I've been really enjoying them. So I haven't even come close to that so far. Some days obviously have been tougher than others, but for the most part I've been loving making videos. So I'm going to try this taking weekends off thing, and off from video making at least, and we'll see what happens from there. So I raised it up here at 9-3 of clubs. Got called on the button by the cat avatar from Brooklyn. Over to the big blind. Doesn't know what to do over there. Doesn't want to take the bargain basement price. Let's fire out a little bet here. See if we can just get it done, one and done here. Probably not going to fire more than one. I think one and done appropriately describes our strategy for 9-3 of clubs on a King Jack Deuce board. I suppose cards could come that would convince me to keep betting, like, you know, the higher the better, aces and queens and things like that, but Looks like no need for that this time. Let's hop to a viewer question. Let's do a viewer question. Why not? I've been answering questions over at dearjcarver@gmail.com. If you have a question and you want to fire that away at me, just go ahead and fire that over there. I've been printing them, so, I have a pile, I like it. It's great. We got some work to do, We got to run through some questions. All right, let's pull a question here. All right. Oh, a one-line question. All right. Let's play our big blind, I suppose, and then we've got a question all ready to go. Certainly going to be defending here for $1.25. Let's see a flop dealer. 2 cat avatars. Oh, what a lucky day this is. Pretty good flop for us. We flopped ourselves a gut shot and an overcard. If the cutoff decides to bet, we will be attacking it. If the cutoff checks back, we'll be attacking on a lot of turns. If this guy check raises, we'll probably end up considering just folding. But otherwise, we'll be in there attacking for sure. Let's go. $13, please, with our ace high and gut shot. I think this works often enough, and his usual response to this, besides, his usual 2 responses to this are either to call or to fold, both of which are, reasonably fine with me. If he decides to call, all right, we've got some work to do. If he decides to fold, our work is complete. Let us rake in the money. It's very easy, All right, Jack and 6. Probably not going to cut it unless it folds around to us, and then it might just cut it. All right, let's do a question. Dear Jay Carver, points. In your grinding days, did you ever find that constant play in long sessions would cause panic attacks? Nope. No, not really. Definitely not panic attacks. I had a lot of anxiety issues as a kid, and even as an adult slightly, but they were all irrational anxieties. I had a massive anxiety at answering phones at the karate school I used to work at. We had to say, "Hello, we're having a great day today here at karate school. How may I help you?" Or, "This is Jason. How may I help you?" And I could never do it. It would come out the phone would ring and my heart would sink. My heart would race. It would be a massive amount of panic and just generally a disaster of emotions, and the words would come out in some big jumble and I just couldn't get it out for some reason. But then I could go teach a class of 50 people and it'd be fine. I'd have no anxiety. But for some reason, weird things have always given me anxiety. But no, I've never had any anxiety playing sessions. Constant play, definitely not with constant play. And as far as long sessions go, I don't think so. Tank. I love it. It's great. Unless you're making fun of me, in which case I'm sorry. I don't think I took too long, did I? I apologize if I was taking too long. That is a thing. Yeah, so no, but if you're having problems with that, it's a real thing, and you should really address it. If you're really having problems with anxiety playing long sessions, you should probably just play short sessions. And if you're having consistent anxiety because you're playing a lot of poker, you should probably play smaller stakes, or it depends. It depends what the cause of it is, right? Because some anxiety is something that, it depends what the source of the anxiety is, I think. So the answer is no, I have never dealt with that. But if you're dealing with it and it's affecting you, you should address it either with yourself or by yourself or with some sort of professional. I'm going to start here with a bet. All right. No more questions. Or no more problems, I suppose. All right, let's pull another question here while we are waiting. All right, another short question. Let's grab it. Question. Subject, burning question. That's great. That's the best kind of question. I'm glad I can help answer your burning questions, sir. Dear Jay Carver, how would you play against yourself? Smiley face. Love Tactical, who I think made that final table of some tournament, didn't they? Didn't Tactical make some final table or something like that? How did I play against myself? Well, that's a good question. I think that, I mean, I feel like I've already done quite a lot of information gathering about, how you could play against me, given the fact that I've made, 100 YouTube videos, never mind all the other videos I've made lifetime and strategy stuff. So I feel like, I've put a lot of information out there. I don't need to spell out like, oh, here's exactly the way to counter some of my strategies. But I feel like I'm pretty good at adapting and like playing the he knows that I know that he knows game. So I feel fine. In all the years I've been making videos forever, even from like the old days when I was more of like a bitter cartoon character than a real person, and several life events have happened to make me more of a real human being. You can Google it if you don't know what I'm talking about. So yeah, I don't know. I think that no one's really ever exploited what I've done in videos, at least as far as I know, or not in a widespread thing. But I think generally, you want to make sure that you play. You want to identify where you have an edge. You have to identify like if you're better at pre-flop, then you should be playing bigger pots pre-flop, raising larger, re-raising more. If you feel like you've got an edge post-flop, well then there you go. If you feel like you have an edge post-flop, you probably don't need me giving you tips though. But yeah, sorry, I don't think I really answered your question. I mean, it's tough. It's obviously like it's a one step away from how do you play poker. So I can't really answer that. I think you should play solid, work hard. That's right, work hard. That's a good thing, and don't rock the cat avatar. You'll go far. All right, let's pull one more question for now, and then we will just go back from there. All right. At random, I have pulled this question. Oh, that's a good question too, actually. On the top of the pile. All right. So this question here. Oh, I'm excited about this one. I guess we'll see if we play our button and then go from there. This is all right. Let's see. All right, we will start with a call here. We actually could raise. I think I'm actually going to raise instead. Didn't we do this again against him once already? We did, right? We did this with him with the ace-8 suited, and he re-raised us, right? So that's the only other experience we have with him in a 3-bet pot. On the button here, I feel like this is just fine. We're playing a bigger pot in position, which is always fine. If he makes it like 35, we'll fold here. Yep, the 160 will get the job done. You got it, kid. Enjoy it. Take it. $9, right to you. So that's an interesting counter strategy to what we're doing, and something that we'll have to adjust to by 3-betting him with more value type hands. But he can't do that every time. So even though he did it this one time, like there's no real reason to assume that he's going to do that every time. But all right, good to know. Question time, assuming we don't have a hand here. It definitely counts as a hand in my book. We've already made it to pair status, which is half the battle. If you've watched these videos, making it to pair status is all the hard work, All right, let's see what happens here. Over to the big blind. All right. Well, we can't fold. We have to call 8. They're 83 behind. 8 to win 18. Certainly a good enough price given that the math behind. We likely will need to hit a 4 to win this pot, but position, sometimes we don't have to actually improve, and he's likely relatively strong. Sometimes we can win on flops like this if he has hands like ace king, which might not even bet. He might just check fold if he has a hand like ace king now, which would be fine with me. Against the bet, I think we're gonna start with a call. First of all, if we turn a 5, we almost for sure will win the pot. So a 5 or a 4 are both probably good, and he'll probably check fold some other times as well, like spades, nines. There are enough cards that I think he check folds on that I think it's fine for us to be slightly stubborn here on the flop. This is not the best of turn cards though, because if he has a hand like ace king or any kind of king generally in his hand, he's not going anywhere now, given that we only have $59 and there's 50 something in the pot. So We have to just fold now, unfortunately. It's possible that he's bluffing us and he has a hand like ace-queen and he's just barreling it through. But, pocket fours is like one of the worst hands we show up with in this spot. That's like a pair, you know what I mean? So I think that we just have to say, all right, and fold this time. I'm not thrilled about it, but, it's a little unfortunate. If the turn card is a 10 and he still bets, that would have been weird. I would have been a little more perplexed and felt slightly more owned because it wouldn't have made a ton of sense. He would have had a hand like queens and just like not believe us or something like that. So again with the king turn guard though, I think it's just a fold. Off to the flops again. I feel like we've been doing the 3-bet wars. They're just like, all right, 3-bet pot. All right, let's see if we can hit anything or pull off some other moves. So we made it 2, he made it 6. We called, flop a flush draw, backdoor straight draw, stuff like that. Now he checks. So I would imagine that he has a hand like ace-king, something like that here. He might have a hand as good as 2 jacks and be checking that. I think we're going to start here with a bet. I think that once in a while he folds better hands than ours. He folds, king highs, ace highs, stuff like that. But more, even if he has a hand that has no pair in it or he has a hand like 2 tens or whatever it is, we want to start charging that right now and start putting money in the pot. And we have the best hand on the flop if he has no pair. So all of these things equal a bet. King is a great card here, whereas it would be like if on the first hand we had a straight instead of pocket fours. That is now why we love this turn card here. It's possible that our opponent has a full house and we're drawing dead, but, we only have 50 big blinds. It would be unfortunate. It would be an unfortunate cooler if that were the case. Let's see what our opponent does here. If he shoves, I would have to call, but he's, I would be surprised if he's shoving. This looks like a call or fold type time bank, so looks like we got the job done finally. If you call enough times, you should eventually get the job done, right? All right, 6-4 suited. This question's been on the burner. It's been waiting. It's just been waiting to be unleashed, and it has not got its chance to shine yet. All right, off to the flops we go. Beautiful hand, 6-4 of diamonds. Hopefully this small blind does not ruin it. Oh, very sweet of this person. All right, off to the flop we go. That is a stellar flop for the 6-4 of diamonds. I guess we can assume it's a guy now because he's saying his girlfriend, right? Me and the girlfriend. Could be a girl. Whatever makes you happy. Shockingly enough, I don't care what people do with their lives. Whatever makes you happy is fine with me, as long as it doesn't make other people miserable. All right, question time, finally. Let's do some questions. Dear Jay Carver, what are your thoughts about Dear Jay Carver, what are your thoughts about Chris Moorman's achievement of being the first person to surpass 10 million in lifetime online earnings? How does this achievement rank among achievements? How does this achievement rank among achievements that other professional poker players achieve during their lifetime? Thank you for the videos, Sam M. Well, Chris Moorman is one of my older friends in poker. We're not really as close as we used to be, when we were both, Chris Moorman's been one of the biggest online poker grinders since he started. He was a huge grinder. He used to play all the time. It was incredible. And he still does, at one point, I know he had like piles and piles and piles of money, more money than I've ever had in my life. And he was still playing like $10 rebuys. That's crazy. The guy really, really, truly does love poker. And super nice guy, very very smart. I've always enjoyed interacting with Chris, and we won. I think we won. I won one time with him. We won a leaderboard contest. Me, Chris, and Kevin below above Saul. We won. We won the. By the way, I would re-raise this, but our stack is so good for him to ship it on us. We could also call. Calling would be fine as well. But I think we actually just fold here. Maybe that's a slight mistake. I guess we should rebuy slightly so we can exploit the guy to our left a little bit more. Oops. So we're in for 130 now. Ha! Control, delete. Why do you own my soul? Because you're playing 12 tables at a time. Yeah, that would be the thing. Look at this table. This is like the reunion table, the 50th, the special 50th, special 50th episode reunion table. Control Alt Delete. We just need Luck is Real here. You know, we need Dan O'Brien to show up, and Luck is Real. Who are the other superstars that we know from Run It Up history? Poker Bob, obviously, the old TY Poker Bob. Yeah, he got to get him in here also, you know. We we're gonna run a reunion show like we're on Bravo. Talking it up, chatting it up. It's perfect. We could be on an AMC show. All right, so I started here with a bet, and I'm gonna get back to the question. I know I didn't actually answer it yet. So, is it possible that this guy will fold here if we bet twice? Yeah, it's possible, but I think I'm actually just going to check. Give up. Give up. Even now, I think I still just give up. I mean, I doubt he has a 4 or something that wants to really check raise us. We actually beat 7-8, which is a possible hand, 7-9. Let's, I don't think he is folding ace-queen there. We could have bet turn, and he obviously would have folded. But, you know, don't really know our opponent, and our hand is fairly poor. And, you know, I think giving up there is pretty fine. So what are my thoughts about Chris Moreman's achievement? It's amazing, you know, 10 million in lifetime cashes. You know, he's the first one to get there. I think it's online only. Yeah, it's lifetime or online earnings. It's amazing. It's a great accomplishment. He should be very proud of that. You know, that's a pretty sick record, and if he sticks with it, he'll just keep breaking them. I think it's great. In terms of how does it rank among other achievements? You know, I mean, it depends on what you value in terms of both as a poker player and like what we value as a sport, you know, or a mind sport, I suppose. You know, like, is Phil Hellmuth's 13 or however many bracelets he has, is that more, you know, worth more than, you know, winning $10 million online? Yeah, probably, you know what I mean? Like, but it depends, you know, it all depends. Is winning, like, it all depends. Like, yeah, I think obviously having, you know, Phil Hellmuth's record is obviously probably the biggest record in poker, but, you know, yeah, I think it's, who cares, you know, whether it's the biggest or one of the biggest. It's certainly one of the biggest online achievements ever, and it's awesome. When I saw that, I was very happy for him. You know, can't really ask for much more than that. That's a great accomplishment. I'm sure he'd be thrilled to put the cherry of a bracelet on top of that, which he's come close to many times, but I don't think he's actually won one yet. Or if he did, I somehow missed the memo. But I don't think I know he's got second several times before, but no wins as far as I know. Definitely defending a hand here with, I can't even see the cards, but I see the cat avatar is raised, so I know we're not folding. All right, pretty good flop for us. We're a 8 away from destroying anyone else that has a 6. Happy to just call here against this guy. A lot of the hands he leads out with here do have 6s in them, so we are just rocking and rolling away to just ripping the old 8 of diamonds on the turn here. Just be the drill of the day. 5 is not quite the drill of the day. It's possible that this opponent will just bomb it and we have to fold because we're just too often in bad shape. Against the check, I don't think our opponent is going to check fold too much. You know, if he has a hand like 4-6 or, you know, 7-6 or even like Jack 8 of hearts, you know, Jack 9 of hearts, those hands aren't folding now. So I'm fine with just checking back. Once in a while we can win on some rivers when we don't improve. And, you know, if the river card was like the Jack of hearts, we could maybe take a shot at it. So I don't know for sure if this will work, but I'm going to try. You know, this guy kind of plays a little bit strangely. This could just never work. You know, I'm very unsure about how profitable this bluff is, risking 11 to win 17. But, you know, if he ever has hands that just, like, you know, slightly better no pair hands, or I don't think he ever folds a 7. I don't think he ever folds a 4. Definitely am not expecting him to fold a hand like 2 jacks. That is not in my realm of what I'm trying to accomplish here. So I'm just trying to get him to fold, like, better no pair hands that just gave up. You know, like he has queen 6. You know, I'm trying to get him to fold hands like that, and maybe once in a while he'll fold a 4. Maybe once in a while he'll fold a 7. So that's kind of like where I'm at with that, generally speaking. Gonna re-raise here with ace queen. If our opponent decides to re-raise, we have to just go all in with it because we have to just go with it because we've already re-raised and he has attacked us several times before. Also, we just lost the last hand, so he can think that we're steaming, even though obviously we are not steaming in the slightest. Let's see what he does here. Calling would also be fine with us, but I have a feeling he's gonna either re-raise or fold. He went with the less fun option, I'm afraid. I'm afraid he did not want to cooperate with us there. All right, so we're in for 130, so we're down $50 right now. But I feel like we've played relatively reasonably. We just haven't quite connected when we needed to, and some of our moves just haven't worked out. Happy to call here. We talked about the spot in the past when we were re-raising our opponent, in position, and that's definitely fine. But this guy seems like he is a little bit frisky, so I'm happy with just calling with hands like this, and then hopefully hurting him post flop once we've seen some post flop cards. Like, even look at this, this guy's pedal to the metal over here. All right, gonna reload for another 20 more, so we're in for a straight 150, a little easier to remember. Would be interesting to note if this guy, maybe he's just like, the best. Maybe he's just like, oh, the cat avatar re-raise, this can never be anything re-raise. Maybe this guy is just the fucking best. It's possible. It is possible. So it's been kind of a strange week. I actually found myself working I worked 3 days in a row, didn't do anything else. I've got some questions from people like, Jay Carver, what do you do when you're not, what are you doing that makes you so busy? I don't know why I've read it like a question in my head, but you guys ask, hey, why are you so busy? There's a lot of things going on these days now that I live here. Like, obviously the YouTube stuff and everything that supports YouTube has been a pretty big part of things, and is my only responsibility as far as Ultimate Poker is concerned, is to make sweet videos. So I feel like that takes up a good six hours maybe a day of that, maybe a little bit more depending on the day, something like that. And then I have all the poker related businesses and stuff that I have some interest in, and then several other non-poker related businesses that take some amount of time per week to do, and then other opportunities that take some amount of time, and there are other things that I haven't got them quite ready to share yet, that when you guys find out, you'll be like, oh, I understand now. I get it. But I'm really excited about the future of the channel, because I've really found that, I make the joke that I've retired from poker, but it's not really a joke. I mean, I'm definitely not going to be traveling the circuit, or at least very rarely. And it's not that I don't love poker. I do still love poker. I'm just kind of over the grind of it, and I kind of am more. I've just been enjoying other challenges, I never thought that poker was going to be all I ever did, and I kind of feel like I want to explore other avenues, one of which is this casting thing, and just if you look back even at the earlier run-it-ups, never mind videos from even before then, I feel like my casting has come a decent amount, has come decently far, and I want to just keep getting better at it, keep having more fun with this. We're going to run it up, run it up, That's what we're going to do here. Why not? Why not? I don't see any reason why not, We'll run up the bankroll while running up, run it up. That seems fine to me. So yeah, it's all been awesome though. My problem is many people just work to live, right? They go to work to afford things that they would like to do to live. That is not how I approach work. I live to work, period. Enter. That is it. I love to work. That is it. There is nothing else. No matter what it is that I'm doing, I'm very usually very single tasked in terms of this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm doing. That is it. Just like I was with poker back in the day, and I'm a very hot or cold type, on off type of person. Anyway, let's pull another viewer question or two out. We're probably going to play for another 5 minutes. Hopefully we can get unstuck. I might actually play a little bit longer because I kind of like this table, and it's running up 50, If we're going to do a long weekend, might as well. All right, I just cut this exactly in half. All right, let's read this question. Dear Jay Carver, does it make you laugh to imagine a new poker player stumbling upon your Run It Up series, only to hear things like, I'm going to start here with a bet, because why not? Or if there's one thing I've learned in poker, it's that when you run into a cat, if there's one thing I've learned in poker, it's that you run when a cat avatar min raises you. While they might not understand the wisdom behind such comments, it certainly makes my day. Thanks for all the videos, Russell. I don't think you asked me a question, but yes, it definitely makes me laugh. If you're a new poker player and you're watching and you're like, I don't understand, why is he making fun of cat avatars so much? Well, that's an intermediate lesson. come back for season 2 of Run It Up, and maybe you'll find out then. But yeah, I mean, it's awesome. I mean, I wonder, like, there's actually a pretty big spectrum of people that watch, like, skill level wise that watch. Like, I know that there are friends of mine who are like super high stakes elite players. You guys saw in the comments a few weeks ago there was a Steve O'Dwyer cameo in the comments, and you know, I'm sure there are lots of guys that play high stakes that just watch for like the, you know, more like entertainment part of the videos. But I'm sure, you know, there are plenty of people that watch and have very little idea. Even like, that's why I try to stop and explain at least like what fold equity means when I say things like fold equity. But you know, yeah, I mean, you know, I think that the worst thing that's happened to poker in the past few years is that people took the fun out of poker. Like, when did that happen? When did poker become like a boring, dry, unfun thing? You know, we're raising it up, we're playing for having fun, we're gambling, relaxing. You know, like that. To me, poker is about like the stories and the experiences. And you know, if you ever encounter somebody who's new to poker, who went and played poker, and if they had like any decent time at all, you always say like, what happened? And they'll tell you a story about, oh, this happened, this, and oh, I played with this guy, and this happened, and this happened. And you know, there's like an enthusiasm that I've always had, or sometimes had, not always, I guess, but there's an enthusiasm, I think, that almost gets like hammered out of it with all the VPIP and PFR and trying to grind, you know, a million hands. And like, you know, you don't have to grind, in my opinion. Like, you can still play poker. I don't grind. I've never grinded, really. I mean, not for years at least. You know, I think that when it comes to poker videos, of all things, especially for new players, I would much prefer for a new player to see that poker can be a fun game if you approach it with the right mindset, and just like, you know, you can approach it with, it's still a mind sport. You still should work and can really study and improve. But when you're in there playing, you know, like, why not have a good time? You can definitely have fun. I don't know. I feel like I didn't answer your question whatsoever, but you didn't really ask a question, so I guess that's fair enough, huh? But yeah, it makes me laugh, that's for sure. It makes me laugh. Hey, I love when you guys love things that are going on here. It's awesome. I think nothing, somebody tweeted me that they wanted to make a t-shirt that had a pear on it and said, you know, like, searching for pear status or something like that. That is hilarious. That is awesome. You know, like, I'm all about it. It's great. It has been really awesome though to read some of like your emails and tweets and stuff like that. So many people have been telling me that they are also doing some form of a Run It Up challenge, like along with me. And there was a guy who told me that he ran it up from 50 cents to $3,000 in a day, thanks to like watching the videos. Like, how amazing is that? That there's like however many dozen of you out there that have like taken little nuggets, you know, like my little Run It Up warriors, my Run It Up children, all scattered out, scattered amongst the wind, you know, just getting out there, crushing people and, you know, giving people the business, putting people in cages. I love it. It makes me gleeful to actually think about. So yeah, get out there, beat up those cat avatars, you know. Don't take no guff, you know. Just give it to them. No big deal. I don't know if there was a point to that whole thing, but hopefully I concluded it. But yeah, sweet spot for us here. Great hand to call with in the big blind here. Let's just drill it, huh? Well, we've drilled a 3 straight flush. I guess that's something. If Uncle Jack over here decides to just bet, I guess we just fold. I'd really like to see a turn card, but it might be too expensive for us to do so. I don't think this is a great board to check raise just because there's so many people in the party here. Doesn't seem like a great spot to go ham. All right, we checked through. And we turned a gut shot. I'm as happy as a clam over here. So Again, assuming Pirate Uncle Jack over there decides to check, we are definitely green light now. We are greenlit to fire out a bet here. We're going to be betting on so many different river cards, diamonds, and obviously cards that improve us, and queens probably, and sevens probably, and lots of things. So got it done there. No problem with that. Gonna be folding this, I guess. So I've been given that this is October, I want to do something different and like special kind of for October. So I've been thinking about a way. I've got several things in mind. Next week you'll all see. I've got several cool things in mind for both videos, contests, promotions. You know, we're gonna be going big in October. We're going big. We're going big in October. No going home. That's it. Just going big. So stay tuned for that. I'm excited. I'm excited about that. All right, so this will be the last orbit we've played for 40 minutes. We're currently down $44.99. Happens, you know. This table is really good, so I might just break the video and then come back and record more for later. So maybe we'll stick around, but we'll see, I suppose. We will see. This is much earlier than my usual video recording. Not much earlier, I guess. It is 11 p.m. That is earlier than my normal recording period, but not by much, I suppose. So I very sadly have failed another promotion series into Silver 1. If you've been following my League of Legends trials, I'm trying and failing, unfortunately. I'll get there. I'm committed to getting to gold. I want it. I want it very badly. I don't want to be cheated into getting there. I don't want anyone to like, you know, duo me or whatever or power me into it. No. Oh, I just beat Grand Theft Auto 5. That was sweet. It's probably the first Grand Theft Auto I've actually beat since like Vice City or something. So I don't know how I managed to finish it, but I beat the main story and most of the other side storylines. So not a bad game. I kind of enjoyed it. I'm excited for my next game even more, though, made by my longtime friend. I'm not even going to say what game it is because I want it to be an unspoiled experience, and I'm very afraid of spoilers. So when I get like, well, you know, I guess it's not a big deal. I'm making it come off as a bigger deal than it actually is, I guess. But I want to play like The Last of Us is on deck. I want to play more Call of Duty because I'm still likely going to need my Call of Duty skills to be better than the non-existent that they are right now. You'll see. You'll see why. Eventually, I promise. But I guess that's really it for things I'm looking forward to for games. I feel like there's a couple that I've missed that I feel like I should get back to, but I never played Mass Effect 3, but I heard everyone wasn't really happy with that. I'm sure there's a bunch that I just missed. I used to like never miss a release. I would play, beat it, whatever. I got like halfway through BioShock and then kind of fell out of it. And the new BioShock, I should probably go back to that. All right, going to be raising here with 5-8 suited, calling if Uncle Jack opens over there. All right, minimum raise. Oh, if Uncle Jack quits, then that's obviously a great time for us to get out of here as well. Because everybody else here seems pretty solid, even the cat avatar. We've ended up with 101 dealer, if we could somehow just quit mid-hand. Starting here with a bet, probably one and done. Let's see. Huh. Well, here's the thing here. I really assume... I mean, the guy watches the videos, right? So he must expect us to be able to do... Huh. All right, I'm giving up. I really wanted to pull the trigger, give the guy the business. But, you know, he's definitely not folding to a normal bet on the turn, right? No matter what he has, he's almost for sure not folding on the turn unless he happens to have like 9-10. Even then, he might not fold 9-10. So you would have to give him 2 barrels or oversized barrels to get the job done. All right, out we go. So I just decided that it wasn't gonna work often enough, and gave up. As unfortunate as that felt. All right, so we were in for 150. We ended up with 97.01. So we lost 52.99. All right. All right, so we've ran it down a little bit, but I'm pretty happy with how we played this session, and I think even in the last few sessions, I'm pretty happy with how we played all in all. There were a couple hands that like last video particularly, and the heads up sit and go, that ace nine hand I really didn't like, and there was another hand in last video. Oh, the jack nine hand, but that wasn't like I felt bad after the fact because I wanted to pull the trigger and I didn't, and that was sad, but. Yeah, we'll be back on the run it up train. Don't worry. Oh, we broke the game. Oh, that's unfortunate. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. If you've watched all the run it ups and you've made it to 50, I really sincerely do appreciate it. You guys are so awesome. I really love all the emails, messages, tweets, support. Even if I haven't got back to you because I'm sorry, there's a lot of them. I really, really, really appreciate all your messages and support. It really is awesome. So here's to 50 more. Thanks so much for watching as always, and I will see you guys back for more soon. Maybe even with a smooth outro. Maybe. Don't get too excited. All right, I'll see you guys soon. Peace.